Hello, welcome to Canterbury Live. Happy Monday. I'm Andrea Allen. Thank you for joining me today. Now, did you have a great weekend? Did you get out and about? Did you watch the game on Saturday night? Well, it was a bit of a sombre event, wasn't it? So I think we'll fast forward to the next game for the boys. Well, yesterday we headed out to Sefton, of all places. It was a beautiful day out there for the tug of war. A lot of businesses and groups all took part, and there was a name or a blast from the past. I'll give you a hint. His team was called the Grizzlies. Yes, it was Grizz Wiley himself, and he was motivating in only the way that he can his team, and they did quite well, actually. Well, on the show today, we have a mixed bag, really. We are out on location with Richard from Area Landscapes, thanks to Garden Makers. Angela Stone is here to talk fashion. We find out what's hot and what's not. But first up, we have a bit of a sombre note. Of course, it is Road Safety Week this week, and I'm joined by Kieran Turner from the NZTA. Kieran, unfortunately, it's quite apt that you're here today after quite a tragedy that happened in the weekend in Otago.
No, it hasn't been a great start to Road Safety Week at all, really, and it does feel like some of the messages definitely need repeating at the moment, that they aren't getting through.
How does it affect the team? I mean, any accident is not a good accident. It shouldn't be happening in the first place, but potentially one like that, to the magnitude, I mean, that must affect so many different people.
Yeah, well, obviously the families and everyone involved, but I mean, the frustration, I think, is where we're seeing avoidable deaths, so deaths and injury that are happening because people aren't making smart choices, where there's speed involved or alcohol, fatigue, those sorts of things. So I think that's the real frustration, especially for those first responders. Yeah,
absolutely. So Road Safety Week, what does that encompass?
Well, really, it's anything we can be doing to make ourselves and all the other road users safer on the road. So it's a big part of this campaign is around the distractions or all of those things that contribute to people making mistakes and the consequences that come with that. So the focus really there is in trying to focus on what you're doing and be considerate for other road users.
Let's talk about distractions. What are they?
Well, the cell phones are the obvious one, and we all know about that. And that, you know, some recent studies and certainly some of the Herald and other places have looked at this, and there's still, you know, too many people on cell phones. But there's a whole lot of other distractions as well. The passengers in your car, the radio, kids in the back. There's all sorts of things that we have to cope with, and it's really getting people to think about those, because a moment's inattention is all it can take.
So what are the key messages at the end of the week that you want to get across to the drivers?
Really having people think about what all those distractions are and really switching them off, or making sure that, you know, if they've got passengers there, that they understand that, you know, they need to concentrate while they're driving. Thinking hard about speed again. Speed, you know, we've just been running our mistakes campaign. People do make mistakes, and that's fine. You may think your speed's okay, but have you got time to adjust if something does go wrong, whether it's your fault or someone else's? So having a think about those sorts of things. Again, alcohol, drugs, fatigue, all these contributing factors where at least, you know, 20 to 30% of our road toll could be avoided by the choices that we make.
Do you think people have become complacent?
I think from time to time there's these waves of awareness, and in general we've seen the road toll going down, so we have seen some behaviour, and then you see these pockets where it does look like that. I mean, this year has not been a good start to the road toll. It is tracking higher than it was last year, so I think it is very timely that we actually think about these things. At the end of the day, this is just really consideration and good manners for all the other road users. I mean, there can't be anything that's that important that you can't just take a bit of time and slow down and think about it, you know, think about the conditions, not answer that phone, those sorts of things to, you know, make sure the road's safe for everyone.
You talked about manners. Is road rage still a factor?
I think we see a lot of people that are quite impatient today, and that does come back to, I think, manners. I mean, I look at my drive to work and the people, you know, tailgating or impatient to get there as the city's getting more congested, you know, overtaking inappropriately. 10 k's later, I'll still be seeing them just in front or just behind me. They haven't really gained anything. So again, it's just, you know, thinking about this stuff. If we're all going in the same way, generally, if we all take our time, we'll all get there safely.
Mutual respect.
Yes.
So what are some of the major issues that are facing New Zealanders on the road that you're finding?
Certainly the speed and alcohol is definitely still far too prevalent in what we're seeing. There's been a lot of deaths this year for just not wearing seat belts. So a lot of those basic things just not been done well, or people just aren't thinking about it. Like I said earlier, the distractions campaign, far too many people on cell phones. And again, just making sure that, you know, as winter comes on, check your vehicle, make sure your vehicle's safe and up to scratch, and, you know, check the tyres, all those sorts of things. The roads aren't going to be quite as grippy and once it gets colder.
Well, let's touch on that about looking after your vehicle, because obviously we have the WAFs that help us, but you have to maintain your vehicle outside that as well, don't you?
Yeah, so from 1 July for any vehicle from 2000 on, that you're going to only have to get your WAF once a year, so it used to be twice a year. And look, for many of us, the going to get your warrant of fitness was that kind of reminder, oh God, I better look at the car and see what's happening with it. So this really is about personal responsibility for the vehicle, and so if you've got longer between checks, you need to actually be out checking that car. You know, if you get it serviced more regularly, take it into the garage beforehand, you can keep doing those things just outside of the WAF. But, you know, just check your tyres every month or so and make sure they're all right, and just, you know, ultimately I think that looking after our vehicles is part of actually being a good road user. You know, but generally, if mistakes do happen, then if your tyres aren't quite, you know, where they should be, then that's going to contribute to your ability to get out of it.
So looking past Road Safety Week, what is on the horizon for NZTA?
We're just about to launch a new distractions campaign, so that is obviously something that we're very focused on. Continue to push the messages around mistakes, drug driving, alcohol, speed, the big contributors for that, and obviously looking at the whole safe system. So I mean, these campaigns are very much focused on safe user, but we are looking at other aspects as well about the design of the transport network, making that safer, our behaviours and the speeds and all those things. So we're just going to continue to keep doing what we're doing and push those messages.
Well, I wish you all the best for you and your team. It's not an easy feat to get through to people, but we hope one day something clicks.
Great, thank you very much.
Just like the seatbelt.
Yes.
After the break, stay with us. Angela Stone, fashionista, joins me on the couch.
Watch Let's Go Shopping and see some gorgeous clothes from Maxwell Fashion.
Come dine with Country Catering at the Kaipoi Golf Club Cafe. Enjoy our range of delicious $10 lunches, daily specials and other homemade goodies. Open to the public 7 days inside the Kaipoi Golf Club, north end of William Street, Kaipoi. We look forward to seeing you soon.
With concerns about resistance, we changed to Eclipse E and the results have been outstanding.
We use Eclipse to grow all our dairy replacements to their full potential.
For optimum weight gains, for 5-star beef contracts, we use Eclipse.
Eclipse, boron and injection for cattle, proudly available from your local vet.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, the naturopath here at Staywell Pharmacy. Working with the pharmacist, I use herbal and nutritional medicine to recommend natural alternatives for your health. This can be to counteract any side effects of your medication, general health advice, or natural options for you and your family. I'm also available for consultations. So come in and see us at Staywell Pharmacy, 27 Shands Road, Hornby. Staywell Pharmacy, live well, stay well.
Hi, I'm Steve and welcome to Carpet Kingdom. At Carpet Kingdom we stock a massive range of carpets and we're also the largest vinyl stockist in the South Island. And not only do we have an excellent range in store, but you can purchase our stock online. We offer free measuring quotes, we have our own installation team, we ship nationwide, so come on down and see us at Carpet Kingdom. 312 Wilsons Road in Waltham, just off Brougham Street, or visit us online at carpetkingdom.co.nz.
CTV News and Weather, first at 5. Be the first to find out about the rebuild, local politics, business, sports, culture and community. CTV News and Weather, first at 5, only on CTV.
Hello and welcome back to Canterbury Live. Now I'm joined by Angela Stone, and looking at her now, you would not know that she's had tyre problems. She's just flown in from Auckland and she still looks fabulous. Welcome, Ange.
Hey, hi, it's lovely to be here. I've made it.
You have made it, and I have to
Yes.
thank you because Angela is behind and lends me these beautiful pieces from her collection. And you can go to her website, angelastone.co.nz, and wow, you've got amazing, amazing colour through the range, haven't you?
Well, yeah, we really love colour, and we always have. And we're manufacturing here in Christchurch and just trying to, I guess, make it all work, make it all come together.
Yeah, and it's great. Made in, get that, it's made in Christchurch. That's wonderful. And so many other houses, they go overseas, don't they?
They do indeed. Yeah, no, we've got to support the industry here in Christchurch.
Well, let's get into fashion. Explain to me, what's the difference between fad and fashion?
Okay, well, fad is like fast fashion. This is a look that comes in just for the season, might not necessarily be here forever. Whereas like fashion is what is around forever. You know, it's timeless, it's classic, and it's beautiful. Okay, don't mix the two up. You know, what you can do is you can invest in just a fast fashion piece just to give you that latest trend. That's the fad, because it comes and it goes, okay? Whereas fashion, I guess, is more like style. It's about you, and it's your signature, and it really is something that is totally timeless.
So let's talk about style. What is style to you?
Style is about creating a look and an image that really reflects you as the person. And I think a lot of people are very confused about what their style is. And why they're so confused is because their wardrobe is just full of all these different styles. They don't have a common thread running through their wardrobe. So as a fashion stylist, what I do is I have a consultation and lots of communication around who are you? What's the message that we want to actually be sending out? And that's how we actually define your actual style. You could be corporate, you could be a casual, you could be a classic, you could be a feminine. So there's quite a few different styles that will be a common thread, and you want to stick to just one or two of those running through your wardrobe rather than a bit of everything, because then it becomes very mismatched.
So tell us about your style guide, because surely that must be a tool that we can use.
Absolutely. The style guide is my latest book that we've just launched, and 3 years in the making of putting this all together. You know, you can go to it and you can learn everything you need to know about your body shape, everything about grooming and presentation, what works, what doesn't, how to pack for holidays, what to wear to that interview to actually get that job, so much more. It's jammed packed. There's like 165 pages in the book.
And I suppose it's like a Bible, is it?
Absolutely. It's your fashion Bible.
Now, you live part of your time in Auckland.
Yes.
Needs must. You need to be there for the work.
Absolutely.
How does Canterbury compare to Auckland as far as fashion?
Yeah, we're so conservative down here. There's no doubt about it. And I don't see that being a bad thing either, but we are definitely a lot more subtle, a lot more subdued, whereas up there, I think the weather actually plays a big piece in this. You know, they're a lot brighter, they're very well turned out. The grooming is impeccable from top to toe. I really do notice that a lot. But I think people they're very trendy, they're on trend, they're very stylish. You know, they're really interested in fashion and interested in looking good.
Yeah, which is great. And the men and the women.
Absolutely. The men are very interested. And I think, you know, there's just so many more people, but you really do notice it when you go from one island to the other on a regular basis.
What's a must-buy for winter?
Do you know, everyone needs a great pair of ankle boots. You know, everyone's got knee-high boots, like boots that come just under your knee, because everyone needs a great selection of ankle boots. You know, you've really got to invest in them. And there's so many different colours and styles, but yeah, those boots that kind of come up to your knee, they need to be replaced.
And do they have to be expensive? Do we have to buy expensive shoes?
Well, you've got to buy good quality. I think, you know, if you're going to buy beautiful clothing, don't let your shoes let you down. I often see that with a lot of men. They wear beautiful suits, but they kind of think, I just need comfortable shoes. But it's like, you can have good, comfortable, quality shoes as well. I think fit is imperative, but I actually think that, yeah, I would invest a little bit more in your footwear, because you're standing on your feet a lot during the day, and you know, a great pair of shoes can make the simplest of outfits, a pair of jeans and a sweater, look sensational.
What's a fashion no-no?
Do you know, my fashion no-no for this week would be...
This week?
This week. Because I've been in Hamilton for the weekend. I was speaking at a women's expo, and I told you what, I thought about this question, I knew it was going to come up. And I'd have to say, ladies, you really seriously have to think about leggings. Now, not everyone can wear tight, skinny pants, okay? I went to the supermarket while I was in Hamilton, and I have to say, they were like sausage legs in skinny pants, or just legs that have been put into leggings.
Right.
Now, you can go to a straight leg pant, or you can go to a slightly wider leg pant, and you can look so much more, just much more flattering, so much more stylish, rather than if your legs are not conducive to tight, skinny pants, I would stay away from them.
Oh, nicely put. And you heard it right here. Watch out for the leggings. But hey, you're being honest though, aren't you?
Absolutely. You know, I only want people to look really good.
Exactly.
And not look like they have sausage legs. No more sausage legs.
Hey, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, and thanks so much for joining us. Now stay with us after the break. We're out on location with Area Landscapes, Richard.
Be watching CTV News first at 5 and you could win up to $5,000 every week with CTV's cash giveaways. For more information, visit our website and be watching CTV News first at 5.
We all know the best thing you can do for your body is eat fresh foods in their natural state. The same applies to your skincare. Southern Skin provides a skincare range with fresh, locally sourced ingredients, plus natural preservatives and emulsifiers to produce the best nourishment for your skin to unleash your healthiest complexion. New Zealand olive and aloe skincare for young or old, men, women and children. There is a product in the Southern Skin range for you. southernskin.co.nz.
Our friends and family celebrate and live their lives in all sorts of ways. So it's always hard and sad with the passing of a loved one. We at Palmer Funerals know and understand this, and we believe that their life should still be celebrated even when they have gone. With our newly built chapel, we can help tailor-make a funeral which is unique and personal to you, and help celebrate their life while making your difficult time easier. Palmer Funeral Services. Tailor-made funerals.
I'm Chris Lynch. Join me for CTV's new current affairs show Lynched every Monday at 8:30 right here on CTV, where I talk to the decision makers and those responsible for running our city.
Well, it's Monday, and as you know, we catch up with Richard out on location from Area Landscapes, thanks to Garden Makers. Today, he's planting hedging.
Today we are planting hedges and screen fencing, a living screen fencing. So what you see here is Caleb preparing a species of screen hedging, or screen fencing as people may call it. It's called Grissellini Broadway Mint. And the reason we're using this hedge type on this fence line is that the Grissellini will grow in most New Zealand conditions. Once again, huge emphasis on preparation, digging your hole the right size, having your hedge measured out and spaced, as you'll see Caleb there with the tape measure measuring out and spacing his hedging. When your hedge grows together, you'll get equal growth from your hedge, and you won't end up with it being overplanted in certain areas and underplanted in other areas. You also see that he's going to apply pressure to the hole by standing the plant in. What that does is keeps the plant secure in its hole and allows for less water retention in there, allowing the root ball not to flood. Also, the plant has come from out of a pot where it's used to being inside a tight enclosure. If you start throwing it out into a loose one, the plant will go into more shock and sulk. very similar to young children here by the name of Caleb. Also, an emphasis on hedging in all gardens in Canterbury is irrigation and irrigating the right areas for the right plants. Over here you'll see we have a small 180-degree mister, and that will spray in the vicinity of 3 metres. And so that'll catch all areas, and you'll notice that we've irrigated higher back on the hill and less down on the flat, so that we don't create a flooding effect against our finished deck once we're done. Moving on to plant maintenance, fertilising your garden, and also maintaining your hedges. And we suggest that you pick a finished height of your hedge that you can actually reach, and it's normally roughly around 1.8 metres for some. Also, feeding your plants is essential, and we like to treat our gardens like we treat our cars, and they need to undergo a warrant of fitness. So ensuring that your irrigation system is working at the end of each winter. Check your irrigation, get it running, make sure it's all working so that your plants are getting adequate water. And also at the start of autumn and the start of spring, feeding your garden. So when your plants wake up, come the start of spring, they've got food, and then you will benefit from their growth. As you know, especially in subdivisions around Canterbury, we haven't got the best soil, so what you put into your plant's possibly going to give back to you. So do make time. What you spend in your garden, it is worthwhile spending on fertiliser and also irrigation.
Some more great advice from Richard from Area Landscapes. Thanks to Garden Makers. So make sure you give them a call and the Garden Makers team. They can make the magic happen. Well, stay with us. After Canterbury Live, we've got the CTV cash giveaway with Lisa. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Tuesday, on Canterbury Live.